Every 4 years, no sooner than 90 days in advance. You can take the course material, you just can't.
I already done with my classes.
Okay.
But my license has to be renewed by December. So can I start it when? September?
Let's see, October 1st.
Oh, okay.
Well, December what?
26th.
Of December?
Yeah.
So September 20, let's see,
3
second,
months?
90 days.
90 days.
Yep.
Because I already got my classes.
Good for you. Huh?
Yeah, that was the only thing that I was
Uh-huh.
doing. All the classes.
Yeah, it's odd that you can't renew sooner.
Yeah.
It's always that window.
That's the class that we did for the ethics last year works also as a part of
It should. Should.
that
Yes.
gives the credit.
I believe so. You're going to find out when you register all your classes,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
'Cause
I
you'll-
did it. I did it. Also the ethics.
Yeah.
That's how I did it because I already did it.
You're so ethical. Okay.
Can you see that on your screen?
I don't have, I'm not
Okay.
logged in, actually logged in on my desktop.
John Sheehan, do you see farming on the screen?
I saw them on there.
Okay, cool. But just mute it though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that way we can't hear the.
It will be echo.
Yeah.
Well, you're gonna record it.
Yeah.
They're all asking right now. Whenever they're moving. You're supposed to be recording. Whatever you think.
Everything's good. Closing early.
Oh, right.
Awesome.
Mhm. That was one.
So your head's cut out there, Rich.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, right there.
So does that mean I'm in there now? Right now.
Yeah, but it just shows like.
Just go ahead.
So we can do is probably lift it up.
Is that, Ariel, is that you? Because when he's standing up here, we will see him also, correct?
Yeah, but he's gonna be walking back and forth.
Okay.
That should be good right there.
Dance around this, because this room's gonna be fine.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Thanks for coming today. So the first thing I'll ask you to do is turn your cell phones off, barking ones. Wonderful, wonderful. So today's discussion, the evolution of business through farming, it's a topic all of us should show sincere interest in. Real estate farming, what is it? It's lead generation. That's what it is. We want to farm to create opportunities, to create further opportunities to close transactions. And you've got to farm, you've got to create a number of opportunities to actually close the transaction. What's the closing rate? I'm sure it's going to be different for each and every person, as a matter of fact. Our guest speaker today is Holden Bowersock. Holden is a highly successful real estate professional having an excess of 18 years of experience, the last 10 years of which he's been associated with our office, and he told me he couldn't be happier being here.
Yay.
I thought I'd go, Holden. Highly successful realtors exhibit specific qualities, including self-motivation, enthusiasm, a professional appearance, determination, the ability to solve problems, and negotiate effectively. Holden has agreed to provide you with the insight and techniques he uses and developed to achieve the level of success he currently experiences today. Please welcome Holden Bowersock. Holden? Sure.
I want to thank Richard Moore and John Fasola for giving me the opportunity to speak and to share with you my experiences. I hope that they're helpful to you. Please feel free to ask questions at any time. And I also want to thank Carlos for all his help, especially on my flyers, which you're going to see a lot of. The topics I will cover today is number one, when I started in real estate. Number two, here's what I found it takes to generate business. Number three, being organized is everything. And number four, consistency, farming, and the Irvine Code enforcement. And a little excerpt on commission. Because that's a big thing. Okay. Unlimited earning potential. That's what the real estate business, this business, offers. So how do you access this unlimited earning potential? 3 words. Can you repeat with me? Farming, farming, farming. This photo was obviously taken of me in my farm by a resident. A lot of stuff I push around here. For example. Anyway, it's that simple. Farming, farming, farming. Think it, speak it, breathe it, eat it. Farming is everything. Let me show you how I do it. When I started, I went to a broker's preview meeting in the Macaroni Grill. It was about 9 to 10 a.m. on Wednesdays. Brokers previews after that, which still all exists, are 10:30 to 1:30 p.m. on Wednesdays. Everyone know what a broker's preview is. We haven't had them in the past couple of years. Do you know what it is? Okay. Again, we haven't had these in the past couple of years because the market has been such that it wasn't conducive to have brokers previews. But now we're back to a different market and we're having brokers previews. Anyway, 10:30 to 1:30 p.m. On Wednesdays in Irvine. It's different days for different cities. All the brokers are invited to potentially the first showing of a property. This is speaking from how I do it. Everything I'm going to tell you is how I do it from my point of view and experience. So brokers preview is 10:30 to 1:30 p.m. on Wednesdays. And a lot of times I'll have that as my first open house. So the brokers preview meeting at the Macaroni Grill, which was 9 to 10. When I was going there, I met 4 people here that everybody knows. Richard Moore, John Fasola, Carlos Rodriguez, and Ted Petropoulos. That's him. So I did. I met all of them there, and this is where I first met them. I would go up, Rich remembers, I would go up and present my properties, my listings. I have one-page flyer, and I have several I present, and then all the brokers in the area would know and see, and then we'd go off to brokers previews. New agents can go to brokers previews meetings, or if you haven't been, you should. Again, it's 9 to 10 at the Macaroni Grill. And then what I used to do is after that, I go to Turtle Ridge, one end of Irvine. Again, folks, this is every Wednesday, brokers previews, and go from Turtle Ridge to University Park to all the way, make my way down to Woodbridge, Deerfield area, Walnut area, and at that time, back down to the Northwood area. Obviously, there's more built up now, like Portola, et cetera, but that's how I used to do it. So I go to a lot of brokers previews. I'd see a lot of the agents holding the brokers previews. I get a feel for the houses, the areas, the properties in Irvine. Remember, we're in Irvine. So that's what I did for many, many years. And new agents, I'd advise to do that to get a feel for it. Bear with me. If you think I'm reading this, you're right. And I'm going to read the whole thing. When I started farming, can we go to the area map, Carlos? Anyone know what that is? No, where? Okay, this is College Park, okay? When I started farming, this is how I broke it up. Now, let me explain. I'm foot farming, okay? That means going house to house, okay? And this is an example with my farm, what I did. And I'm throwing a lot at you at once. If you need my help, anybody, let me know. I divided the track up into 4 sections, and this is how I would do it. As you can see, this is the whole College Park. What's called the blue part 1, the red part 2, the yellow part 3, and the green part 4. So again, this comes down to organization, knowing which houses you're doing every day, and that's how I've always done it. And this is what worked for me. So I would break everything down into sections. And then when I farmed, I would put in my bag. Now, these are original. These are very, very many years old, and I have to be careful holding them, but I want to show. This says part 1, 275. So we have this area here. I put in my bag. The bag meaning bag of flyers that I use to farm the area. So I keep, this is all keeping track. Part 2, I do 170. Part 3, I do 195. And part 4, I do 221. So I'd have each one of these notes in my bag each time that I farm it. And I broke it up even more over time to part 1A had a certain amount, part 1B, part 1C, part 2, part 3A, 3B, 4A, 4B. So this is just a matter of how I would keep track of which houses and what area I farmed, so you know what you're doing. I'd hit on foot every house in that track twice a month. And I'm going to give you specifics also in terms of monetary amounts, so you have an idea. Yes?
How many homes would you say are in there? Approximately.
Well, I actually have a solid number. There's 838 homes in there. And yeah.
But you do every day, like, farming per zone?
Different areas every day, even now, even today, okay? Never stopped. You never.
And so each highlighted area is 1 day, right? So like in the blue, that's 2 days worth of farming. 220 a day. Roughly.
Some days, yeah. Some days I break it down. Some days I do more, but that's an organized approximation of how you can look at it. So like with me, I have to know what I'm doing, etc. And I feel you definitely do also, because this gets a lot more complicated, but this is how I break up the area. Does that make sense? I wanted to quickly show that. So, okay. I want to talk about what I have found it takes to generate business. I told you, now I foot farm even now, 4 to 5 days a week. Maybe I'm obsessive compulsive, but it's a good thing.
That's a good characteristic.
You think so?
I do.
Do you? Here's what I found, generate business. Again, this is an example to you. Foot farming 4 to 5 days a week. I do not miss an area ever, ever. I double up on days when I have to, because as you'll find, sometimes you have to do other things in the business. Somebody calls, there's a million things I can tell you. I farm in the morning when I can. Sometimes you have to move it around. Anyway, my point is, do not miss a day or a section. That's why I have it mapped. So I know that I'm hitting every house a certain amount of times a month. Mailers. I do mailers 2 times a month. Now, I'm going to show you examples of everything I'm talking about. So just bear with me. My mailers are about this big. They're bigger than a postcard. They're double-sided, just like my flyers. And I'll show you examples. 2 times a month, and I hit every home in the tract, and I hit every absentee owner. Everybody know what absentee owners are?
Yeah, could you explain that?
Absentee owners are this. Every home in the tract is either has a seller that lives in the home and they own the home, or, for example, somebody that is renting the home. In the home that's being rented, you have an absentee owner. I've got absentee owner clients all over the country, okay? They own homes in College Park. And I work with them. I just leased 14622 Beach in College Park. Client lives in where they, it's in another state. Sorry, I should be quicker with this. I'll have to look it up. She lives in another state. I have a very good relationship with her. But that's an example of an absentee owner. Anyway, so my farming flyers, I hit every home in the tract. My mailers hit every home in the tract. So you're getting the people that lease the homes too, and the absentee owners all over the country. So that's a lot of people, hopefully. Contests. These are things I do to get people's attention in the tract when I'm farming, and I want to give some examples. Again, I don't have time or place to give you everything. You can come talk to me, but here's some of the things that I do. Contests. And we're going to see examples of this later. I'll have contests in the tract. Holden's Thanksgiving dinner drawing, or as the ladies appreciate, Holden's Be My Valentine's Day drawing. Okay, and I've got a really fun picture with that. You'll see.
Oh, I'm sure.
And you'll see. So I do these contests basically for the holidays, and then my contest winner, a lot of times I'll have them come in the office. I'll take a picture with them. I'll hand them now their $100, and I'll put that on my flyers, on my mailers, on my flyers. I put on people's doors. People in their houses will look at that and go, "Oh my God, that's my neighbor. Holden. Wow, that's my neighbor." You know, this type of thing. So you build your presence, guys. What am I doing? It's called branding. Coldwell Banker Platinum Properties, Holden Bauer's son. It's called branding. So that's what I'm doing with these things. Okay. The contests that I typically do are Thanksgiving dinner drawing, Easter gift basket drawing, Be My Valentine drawing, and back to school drawing. Okay. Holding brokers previews, which we talked about. We ready to pass out my previews?
Sure.
Thank you.
So Holden, what do the clients have to do to engage in the contest?
Oh, good point. Good point. So with my contest, month, 2 months prior to the contest, I farm on my farm, I put them on their door, send them the mailers, make them aware through different publications that I'm having this contest for a gift basket for $100. Who doesn't want that for sending something back, right? So I farm it, and then I'll get a lot of entries usually. Now, sometimes I'll be grateful to have 3, okay? Sometimes I'll get 10. That's what the numbers I'm talking about. So then I take these people, these entries, I assign each name to a number. I rip up the number, I put it in a jar. And either myself or Carlos will draw a number, and that is the contest winner. And I will notify them that they've won. They come in the office, get their prize, take a picture with me, and that picture goes all over the farm. Do you follow me? Do you understand? Marketing. Can you say it again? Getting better, but that's what it is. Holding open houses. Let me tell you something about holding open houses. Do it, do it, do it. In my farm, okay, I do it, and let me tell you why. Open houses. Have I ever sold a house with an open house? I have, but that's typically not what happens. So what am I doing? I'm meeting the people that live in the area. That's typically what happens. And if you're farming an area, that's a good thing. Okay. Garage sales. Garage sales. Okay. What's coming around is what you're going to get if you come to my Wednesday broker preview. Masood, you've experienced this. Cream puffs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Great.
they're very good. This is old school. I bring coffee and the cream puffs to my broker's preview. People come in, they talk, they have fun. Hopefully, a lot of brokers, agents come, hopefully people from the neighborhood. It's a big party or whatever, but I provide these things. And Rich and Masood are passing them out so you can try them. And they're really good.
Where did you get him?
Hassan Bakery on Culver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a Persian bakery. It's the real thing. You
Persian,
try
sir.
one?
No, I can't take sweets, but I know where it's.
Yes. So remember, if you're hungry, come to my broker's preview. This is what I got. Garage sales. I feel that I've taken, okay. Garage sales are something that I do twice a year. Irvine has regulation on how many you can do in a track, and I believe last time I checked, it was 4 a year. I do my garage sales every May and October, and I've done them for many, many, many years, except for we couldn't do them during COVID. There's a lot to this. And it's a great marketing tool. I think I'll just go through real quickly what I do that may be a little bit different. First of all, what's that?
You ask permission to the city? To Irvine?
You don't have to. No, you can do it. Just make sure if you don't do 6 or how many Irvine allows you to do. I think it's 4 last time I checked. I do 2. So we put up about 120 of these garage sale signs. Everyone see that?
120?
Yeah. I've always believed in signage. When I've done it, I've gone at 3 in the morning and it takes a couple hours.
You do it
Yeah.
yourself?
Huh?
You do it or you pay somebody to do that?
No, not now. I don't do it. I used to do it for many years, so I know what it's like.
Hold on, you're talking about you the garage sales.
Yeah,
Put like a sign for over 100 signs at one time.
one time, of course.
Wow, that's a lot. It's been forever.
No, and
That's
also
why
I
you're
do advertising in about 6 different newspapers throughout Orange County, in multiple cities, excuse me, with those papers. So it's not just handing out a flyer to the garage sale. You've got community. Okay, I get big trucks from Santa Ana to my garage sale where they drive away with all sorts of furniture. Okay, if you're a resident in College Park, for example, how much is that appreciated? Okay, so this is the kind of thing that goes on.
We have a question. Somebody's asking, where do you advertise your garage sales?
I will get specific with you. Come talk to me. I'll get specific with you, but I have a contact in, lady named Mabel. It's in the OC register or something, and she puts it in multiple publications through multiple cities in Irvine, in Orange County. Again, I can get more specific if you talk to me after, if you're gonna do this. She charges a fee. I do it a month or two in advance. It's phenomenal advertising. And I will tell you from my experience, people know my garage sale. I get calls weeks before, people that have come. So it's a big effing deal, okay? It really is. I don't hand out cookies, guys. I hand out Holden's Garage Sale Survival Kit bags, okay? So I get small bags, maybe I order them from Uline, and I'll go to Costco. So I don't put donuts in them, right? I go to Costco and we get a lot of little different food items from Costco, and I'll put them in there. I'll put a notepad and a card. And then I always, and if you're gonna do it, do this too, put a letter in there. Is there any way we can go to the letter, or do I do it later? This is a letter I personally sign each one. I'm gonna read it to you. And I put it in an envelope, and it says Holden's Garage Sale, or no, it says on the envelope, right, garage sale participant, and I put it in that bag with all the food, and this is what it says. So example, the date, the last one I did was May 14th. I'm gonna read this quickly so you can understand. May 14th, 2022. Fellow garage sale participant, thank you for being part of Holden's College Park Garage Sale. I'm sure you are aware of the amount of people I draw to my garage sales. This is because of the amount of time, care, and marketing I put into it. It is the same time, care, and marketing I put into the sale and or lease of your home. When I get a listing from you, I work for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I get your home sold. I'm not just interested in getting your home sold. I'm interested in getting it sold for the highest price possible. My record proves it. Enjoy the snacks and water in this bag. Hopefully that will help get you through my garage sale. Remember, and you always have to say this, whether you like it or not. Remember, I am your neighborhood realtor. Definitely call me when you are going to sell or lease your home, and I will work with you. Sincerely, Holden Bowersock. And I hand sign each note. And when I'm foot farming, I say the same thing to people. They know me, I shake their hand and or whatever, and how are you, blah, 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 like that guy that took a picture of me. Remember, I'm Holden Bowersock, your neighborhood realtor. When you're looking to sell or lease your home, call me. Okay. So that's with garage sales. That's a taste of what I do. There's a lot more. If you're gonna do one, come see me. I've got a lot to say. I leave a bag at every door in December for every house. So remember, can we go back to the farming? So a lot of stuff. See this? This is what I look like with the basket at the end of the year. I'm pushing that around, and it's got in it a calendar. Now you're saying, calendar, every calendar is digital now, right? I don't care. People love calendars, and I buy them every year. They do, they tell me, they expect it, okay? So, calendar, my year-end flyer, which we'll come to. I give them a notepad, my card, and cookies. Cookies, guys. Old school. They love cookies. I usually give them those. All right, well, I'll have to get back to that, but they're good cookies. They're like wafers. I also publish, well, the College Park Observer is a publication in that community that I published with. They just discontinued, but I'm going to use them as an example. Every year, every month, and I got a copy here. I'm going to let you see. You want to pass that around? My ads, you can see I'm on page 3. This is a publication. Now, again, why am I showing? If you have a farm you're working on, make sure you're involved in publications that they do, because everyone looks at this. Now, what does that mean? Homeowners, yes, that live there, and absentee owners. This is another one. This goes to everybody, absentee owners all over the country. So I have established such a relationship with this publication that I am always, always, always on page 3, and everybody knows it. There have been countless realtors that have come, gone, I've seen them. You get intimidated, oh my God, and then they disappear. And where am I? That's right, farming. This is part of farming.
You say to page 3?
Page 3, I promise.
Oh, I see a nice picture of you here. That's
Thank you,
amazing.
I try to keep that next to, so that'll come around, you can take a look at that. Okay, again, I lean toward old school with this, with real estate farming and feet on the ground and walking and all that, and you should, because you have to get to know the people. Something that I've definitely in Coldwell Banker Platinum Properties incorporated into my marketing, because that's where we are today, is social media marketing. Does everybody know Cecilia?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Cecilia, you want to come here for a second? Let me tell you about Cecilia. She is awesome in capital letters, okay?
Hey.
Yeah. And if you're not working with her after the meeting, talk to her. Cecilia, for me, she does, these are the things that she does. Online marketing goals, building brand awareness and credibility. Now, again, this is online, okay? This is online. It's big. She does social media marketing for me on Facebook and Instagram. Has anyone seen my Instagram or Facebook posts?
Of course.
I'm on your. I follow you.
Okay, great. So Cecilia does the social media marketing, Facebook and Instagram. She does something that, and all these things she can and will do for you, and you should. Email marketing. She personalizes newsletters to all my farms every month. This goes to everybody in my farms. This is awesome, guys. This is the new day. And this is, she's very good at it. So I can always count on that. Local search engine optimization. She improves my profile visibility on the local search engine results pages. Okay. What's your Instagram? Holden's Homes. Holden's Homes.
All right.
So again, this wasn't part of my repertoire. I gave you a brief glimpse of my foot farming and hands-on farming that I've always done. But having added Cecilia, which again, you should do because I benefited greatly from it, is another great asset you have here at this company. Okay.
Yay.
Thank you. Oh, I'm going to talk about something. By the way, I want people to see when I list a property, I make flyer that I give away for the property. I mean, that I make accessible to any agents that come in or any buyers, etc., on the property. And I have 2 examples. I want to pass these around so you can see. One of them has additional upgrades, this page, to the property, which again, folks, this is important to the seller. This is how you're marketing the property. And again, thanks to Carlos, I have these only at Coldwell Banker Platinum Properties. I want you to see these here. I love the jobs that are done here. Okay. I want to talk about something that is very important. What does all this cost? Let me give you a quick example of that. Mailers I do twice a month. My mailers are 6 by 11. They're bulk mail postcards, and we're gonna see some examples of those. And those are 65 cents each. They're double-sided, full cover. Those I send out to each of my farms. Right now, I have 3 farms.
65 cents includes printing and mailing.
The 65 cents includes printing and mailing. Thank you. They go to each of my 3 farms. All of the homeowners, all of the absentee owners, all over the country. And that costs about $1,121.84 per mailing. That's right now. Which goes out twice a month. My flyers for foot farming, and I'm very proud, they're very large, beautiful flyers. We'll show you some example of those. They're 9.5 by 13 inches, and those cost me 48 cents each to have them in 2-sided full color. So that gives you an example. It's a few $100s every week, okay? My cost goes into this, obviously. Does anyone know what appreciation letters are? Nobody?
They're like Zillow reviews, but emails.
Okay. Do you know what appreciation letter is? Testimonial, guys. How about a testimonial? You know what that is? Okay. I love those. Okay. And I was doing it when we get a handwritten letter or a typed letter. The times have changed, but I just want to talk about that for a minute. And again, guys, there's a million ways and variations, but this is me and how I do it. After the deal is closed, I always ask the seller for a testimonial, or what I call an appreciation letter. And there's several ways they can do it. And I want to quickly talk about that. They can give you a hard copy, mail you something, send you an email copy, which is all right. Or of course now, Zillow review. Everyone wants a Zillow review. And I also try to get a Google review. Okay, everybody know what those are, Zillow and Google reviews?
Yep.
Okay, very important. Now, what do I do with these? All over the place. Okay, if you live in my farm, you're gonna see it several times. So when the deal's done, got a lot of material here. Property's closed, appreciation letter. But in my experience, these are not always easy to get. Even when you've had a very good relationship with your seller and you close, they're not always so easy. So anyway, I love appreciation letters, and I think they're great marketing. And I always try to get them. Do you have any questions on appreciation letters?
Sure, tell me exactly what you say to the seller after you close escrow. You call them, do you see them in person, how do you ask them?
I would answer this like this: I do anything I can, but for example, okay, this is exactly what I do right now. You don't have the page with what I email out to them. Did we put that on? I can't remember. Well, anyway, there is a page that Cecilia, where are you? That Cecilia has put together for me that I love. So it basically, I will email it. I will notify the sellers. I will tell them I'm emailing this, and this gives them a chance to click on a Zillow link that is contained in the email I forward them from that Cecilia gave me, and a Google link, so they can easily click on those and go in and write me an appreciation letter on those sites, Zillow and Google. So that's what I do now. I will call them, I will text them. I have a property that I just closed the other day, which I'd like to talk about. It was a very interesting deal. Everybody is extremely happy. I'm not saying, yeah.
We have a question. Who do you use for printing or postcards and flyers?
Anyone know Mark Daly? Mark Daly. I love the guy, been working with them for years. They're very down to earth people. They accommodate the hell out of me. We just work together well. I suggest, if you're looking for someone, to give them a call. You can get their number from me or Carlos. Mark Daly and Cheryl, his wife, and their son work together. They used to have an office on Walnut. Now they moved to a farther location on past the street called Hughes.
There's Signum Digital Pro.
Yeah, their company, sorry, it's called Signum Digital Pro. So, anyway, I love them. I want to say, you probably heard in real estate that people have teams. And when we're talking about someone like Mark, I definitely would consider him a part of my team. As you progress in this business, at least from my experience, you tend to work with certain people that you like, they're at the right price point, they accommodate you, you connect with them. That's what happens. It's taken me some time, but I have a team, and that's what you call your team. So I consider Mark Daly that. They're very good. A lot more stuff to talk about, but I want to talk about something that I'm passionate about. If you're new, hear me, this is very important. I couldn't make it a day without this, and it is these words. Being organized is everything, okay? Trust me, you can go do your farming or something else, but too many things come at you at once, and it'll make you crazy. If you're organized, then everything fits together. So even if you're not an organized person, come talk to me if you want some tips. Now, what I have always done since the beginning is I created a calendar. I have bigger calendars now. I used to have these little seasons calendars, and I would a year prior on each freaking square of the calendar, write each day what I'm doing. Typically, that would be what area I'm farming of at that time, just College Park. Now I have several other farms, but at that I farm. But at that time, it was just College Park. So I'd write in each day that I'm farming this section, and then other things like my mailers, which my absentee owners, and any other things I need to do. So I have a calendar I look at every day. And then thank you, Carlos, this guy's great. Another thing that he changed me to is Google Calendar. So I don't have the paper calendar anymore. The paper calendar works for you, use it. I have everything online on a Google Calendar, okay? So that's the first thing I want to talk about being organized. You have to structure your day, or it can be a mess. Quicken. Anybody know what Quicken is? Rich, you know what Quicken
Accounting
is?
software,
What?
accounting software.
For the taxes.
I can't say no to you. What?
Like a taxes. for the
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah. You've got to keep track of your finances here. The costs, the more business you do, the more farming you do, the higher the costs go up. And you've got to keep track of your money. So how do I do it? I use Quicken, okay? I'm going to get a little more specific than I have to, but just so it's clear. In one aspect, let's talk about using Quicken and what this means. Again, this is organizing your money. So if you have to pay for flyers, you have to pay for something else in real estate, you have track of it. Because trust me, something you did January 2nd, you're not going to remember April 1st, etc. Let me go in a little more detail. It's good if you keep, for example, 3 accounts: personal, business, and tax. Now, let's not get effed up with our taxes in this business because it's pretty easy. So I keep very careful track. And here's an example. When I get a check, I'll put 30% of the check into my personal account, the account I call personal. I'll put 30% into my business account and 40% per my accountant into my tax account. Does everyone understand? Is that unanimous? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so with Quicken, every transaction is organized by date, payee, and category, okay? You have total record of all money spent and to what category, which makes keeping track of real estate expenses easy. So forget everything else. Let's just talk about real estate expenses, okay? Like for example, myself, I've got a whole bunch of stuff under real estate expenses, okay? Even broker's previews, right? You got to keep track of everything. So you'll have real estate expenses and a lot of subcategories in Quicken under it. This is a great, I said, it's a great asset also for managing your taxes. In addition to my personal business and tax account, I also keep my credit card on there. We got stuff I do on my credit card that has to do with real estate too. I'm also able to, I'm able to manually reconcile all accounts monthly, which is a great help in organization, okay? And to make it even better, I have Quicken on my cell phone, so I can access it anywhere and update it anywhere, not just on my computer, okay? But I think it's imperative that you have some kind of organization with your finances, or you're gonna have a problem.
Do you include kind of gas prices or even the need of the kids and everything onto business or onto your personal account?
You know, and I get, that's a question you can get into real detail with your accountant on that. And again, yeah, that's what I'd say to do with that. You do include gas sometimes. Coldwell Banker I'm going to another topic, in terms of being organized. Coldwell Banker Platinum Properties Internet. I want to talk about being organized when I get a listing. Okay, guys, because when I get a listing, there's several things I do right away before I do anything else, before I even take the next breath. That's how I am. Does everybody know what CBPP Internet is? Coldwell Banker Platinum Properties Internet. Okay, I mean, I go there. Okay, so I keep an online accounting of everything, which I will talk about, SkySlope and zipforms. I'll talk about that briefly because again, guys, organization is everything. But I also keep a hard copy. Okay, so with the hard copy, I'll go to CBPP Internet, and there's a box there called Forms, right, Cecilia?
Yes.
The box there called Forms, and it has all of the forms we would use, some of the forms we use in this company. One of the two forms I print out right away are checklist listing and checklist RPA, residential purchase contract. So what I do is I get a folder, paper folder, and I'll put underneath the RPA, because we're not in under contract yet, and on top the listing paperwork that I printed out from that site. And I'll check off what I have. I have the listing agreement, so I'll check it off on the left-hand side, and then I'll put my hard copy of the listing agreement in the file. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So I keep record of every single disclosure in the transaction with that. Do I do my own disclosures? Yes. Why? I will tell you. Now, I'm not trying to tell you not to use a transaction coordinator, but I don't, and there's a reason. SkySlope is another, God bless SkySlope, again, another asset we have at this company. Does everybody know what that is and how to use it?
Mhm.
So with SkySlope, the first thing I'll do is I'll put my transaction, my agreement on SkySlope, so it's stored in the company, okay, company record of that. Then I will go to zipforms. Everybody know what zipforms is?
Yeah.
On zipforms, I always use the cover sheet. What the cover sheet is, it allows you to keep track of everybody in the transaction, the sellers, the buyers. Obviously, when I first get the listing agreement, there's no buyers. So the sellers, the escrow company, information on the home, etc. So I put that all on the cover sheet, and I keep track of with zipforms. So I've got CBPP Internet, SkySlope that I use, zipforms plus, and then I personally, in my Gmail account, does everyone have Gmail?
Mhm.
I make a file for the property. So, for example, I just closed 14852 Mayton Avenue in College Park. That's got a separate file in my Gmail account. Any emails that were sent through the transaction from anybody go in there. Do I ever delete those files? No. So I've got record in several capacities of each transaction. So I do that for each transaction. Okay. MLS organization, let me tell you how I do that. First of all, I check the MLS first thing every morning, okay? I go into it on the upper left under my favorite searches. I have it organized this way. You will have my farms, College Park leases, College Park sales, the Colony leases, the Colony sales, Harbor Square leases, Harbor Square sales. So I've set it up so that real quick, I can click on each one of those categories and see all the properties in that track right now and their status. Are they active on the market? Are they under contract, etc.? So that's how I have it organized. And then I have on the MLS, under a section called Market Watch, I have all of Irvine, okay, which gives you perspective. By the way, did everyone like the cream puffs?
I'd say yes.
Make me believe you. These go to my broker's previews. I believe you.
You were just showing them an example of what you do, right?
Yes. So on my Market Watch, I have all of Irvine. And these are the statuses that I can see right away. Coming soon, new listing, price change, back on market, active under contract, pending, closed, expired, canceled, hold, withdrawn. So I can see how many properties are in these categories, and I can click on them and see what area those are in, what price point, everything about the property. So you get a feel for the day, what's going on. And I really focus on residential and residential lease properties in that capacity. Okay, you with me? Anybody sleeping? Good. Okay, so a few more things. Okay. I talked about farming, and let me tell you something else, guys. Consistency. This is why I highlighted the areas that I foot farm. So I know what houses I'm doing every day, etc., for the sake of consistency. You don't stop. You don't take a break. If you're going to, you reassemble your schedule so that you don't miss the area. Some things that happen when you're first starting a farm, if you're going to do a farm, you may get a lot of negativity from the people that live in the area. I did. I got phone calls, people cussing at me. I did not get tomatoes thrown at me. It would have been more vicious than that. But I've honestly been chased down the street by a dog. And I know it sounds funny, but it's the truth. And I can't believe I got away, but I can run faster than I need to. I wish I could take a picture of that. Let's put it up there. It was crazy. Anyway, I got a lot bigger story with that house. But, anyway, I never miss a beat with farming. I never skip and I never postpone. Now, but I don't feel like it. I don't feel like farming. Why are we doing this, guys? Why are we in this business?
Make money.
Thank you. To make money. Does everybody here want to make money, or do you just like to look at pretty houses? I know Mark just likes to look at pretty houses. But I'm telling you, the money is here, guys. So this is how I do it. Here's one I love. I can't farm. It's raining. You know what?
Was it really?
This is what I do, okay? And we're not under a ladder. Hope this isn't bad luck if you're superstitious. But I swear to God, if it's raining like this and these boots, and you're good, and you don't miss a day. Nice big umbrella.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
It's a nice one.
It's a big golf umbrella because you can carry.
How you
Get
do it
over
with
this
both
thing?
hands?
Huh?
Both hands, easy.
This one with the bag. Work it out. But that's what I do, guys. And you can do it too. You don't miss a beat. Now, what do you think? When you're farming, people look out their windows and see you many times before you even know who they are. What do you think they're thinking? They're thinking two things when it's raining and they see me. Do you know what the first one
I
is?
think that's crazy.
That's it. Do you know what the second one is?
That guy's gonna work that
That is
hard.
a good, that is a good.
Can you say that again?
That guy's gonna work that hard for me when he's listing my house.
Right. That's what they think, trust me. So consistency, and this is part of consistency. And that's my example about the rain. Clients are top priority. Let me tell you what that means. Always take their call. I don't care what day it is. I don't care what hour. Now, I don't take calls too late these days, like probably not past 9, but you can do what you want. But always take their call, always return their texts, always return their emails very promptly. This is a big deal, and you might be saying, oh, okay. It's bigger than that, okay? These people that are listing with you, that are trusting you as buyers, they're putting all their trust in you, and you have to make them feel like they're number one. That's how this works, okay? Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Give you a lot of examples, and this is something that I can discuss in detail with you or anyone that wants to know. Typically, I will put a flyer on the door, which brings me to something we're going to talk about soon, throwing the flyer on the ground or rubber banding it and putting it on the door, and I'll get back to that in a minute. I put a flyer on the door. Yeah, there was a time, there was a time during the last 2 years when I did a bottle of, what was that? Remember
Hand
that?
sanitizer.
Hand sanitizer to every door. Yeah, so there's a lot of things you can do with farming. And there's a lot of things you can give out, and I can talk with you about that. As I told you, the end of the year, I'll give them those bags with calendars, cookies, notepads.
Someone opens the door, how do you, what is an example?
Okay, you can knock if you want. I don't knock.
Oh, okay, you can do stuff.
I put it on their door. Everyone knows me in those areas. They've seen me, okay? A lot of times, for years, I'll talk to nobody, and then other times, I'll talk to almost everybody, okay? It's like that. But they get to know you over time, and then you're part of that community. So it's consistency, putting things on their doors, and flyers, okay? Always have real estate on your flyers, okay? I know that sounds stupid, but believe me, it's very important to always have real estate properties on your flyers. So that's what people think of you as, a realtor, a real estate person. Well, I'm going to talk about rubber banding, okay? Now, again, I see a lot of flyers on the ground, a lot of people competing, trying to get in these farms, even the ones I'm in. I can tell you names. You guys have heard. Anyway, love these people. Their flyers are on the ground. My flyer, I put on the door. Now, what's the difference? Think about it. I don't care if you like me or you hate me. Well, now I do actually, but back in the day, I didn't really care. Taking a flyer off a door is an act. You have to take the flyer off. You have to look at it. What the hell is this guy doing? If you're throwing it away, but you have to pay attention. So that's my feeling. I always have seen that. I always put the flyers on the door, and that's what people know me to do. Just having people to take them off the door is a bigger hassle. And something I want to tell you about a farm, if you're interested in farming, you choose your area. One way I said you can do it is go to the brokers previews, which are 10:30 to 1:30 every Wednesday. Now they're in action, and you can start like I used to do, Turtle Ridge, and go all the way down to Northwood. Well, now it goes farther, and go to every broker's preview, get a feeling for the areas. Choosing a farm, this is, in my opinion, how you choose a farm. You've gone to a house in an area? Oh my God, I like that area. I like that house. Why? I don't know. It's emotional. Just like buying a house, guys. You think it's money? Sure, it's analytical. But when the wife walks in the kitchen and the bathrooms and tells the husband, this is the house, it is emotional, okay? It's the same thing with you choosing a farm. You love that area, you love that house. Why? Because the houses are $1 million houses? No, it's something else. You just had a great feeling there. That's how you choose your farm. Inside Track I use, and it's a great resource, gives you all the models, model names, etc. A guy named Dean put this together. Anyway. Commission. Couple words about commission, okay? You deserve a high commission. You are representing yourself and your team. You have to go into a listing appointment without question, knowing your value, knowing the value of your team. I don't care if you've been in the company for 3 months. Your team has been in Irvine for over 30 years. Make sure you tell your sellers that. You and your team have been here for over 30 years. Yes. And just know that you deserve 6%. Well, you know, different markets, you can't get 6%. Sellers won't pay 6% in different markets. I've been through those times. That's just not true. That's just not true. I know a lot of agents that'll go into a listing and just to get the listing done. Well, yeah, we're 4%, we do 4%, 3.5. Okay, sure. No, you've got to come in. You've got to represent your value and the value of your team, your company. And when I go to a presentation, obviously you want to fill out your sellers because each seller is a different feeling. But when we're doing the contract, like for my last 14852 Mayton that we just closed, that one, they didn't prefer to do it online, so we did it in person. And you very quickly go through the first page where you've got the length of the contract, the price of the property, and the amount of the commission. You don't make a big deal. Folks, this is how we do it. So nice to be here. We do a year listing to make sure that you're serious. Of course, you're not just listing with me, you're listing with Coldwell Banker Platinum Properties. We're the biggest name around. We have the greatest resources around, and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah, we do a year listing just to make sure we take your listing for a year just to make sure that you're serious, and that's how we proceed. You know, and you'll get a feel. Usually this is fine with that, depending, and then go to the price and work with them with the price. Before I go into a listing, I'll have an idea of the comps, etc., and I'll bring that with me. But I often ask the seller who in any market, their $900,000 house is always worth $2 million to them, right? So I would go in and have the comps handy and have the discussion and try to get as close to the price point, you know, with them where they agree. That's realistic with the comps. And then commission, just say, well, we do a standard 6%. So fine, sign the first page. So that's how I proceed. Go through it quickly. Don't give them a lot of room for question. Just act like this is how we always do it. Okay. Just to touch on that, I very strongly believe in getting, if you can get 6%, getting as close to that as possible every time, because you're worth it. This company is worth it. And you don't deserve any less, and you have to feel that you're worth that when you go into an appointment. I feel very strongly about that. As I said, the market could dictate that with more informed sellers, but everything is negotiable. And most importantly, you have to believe that you are bringing that value to these sellers so that they believe it. You're in business for yourself. You're an independent contractor. That's why I keep saying you have to maintain a work schedule or this is gonna become an effing mess. Okay? You have to do productive activities every day. What is a productive activity? Can anyone repeat those 3 words?
Farming, farming and farming.
Don't forget when I'm done talking, because that is the alpha and the omega, the bread and the butter, the beginning and the end. And then you gotta list it. Where did that come from? Right there.
Farming, farming, farming.
Okay. Come to the office every day. Why? You do this at home. You do this somewhere else. So you can learn what is going on. You can hear people. You can talk to people in transactions. You can get a feel. Be around it. Be in front of it. Soak it up. Real estate is not a part-time job. Is it? Anyone here think it's a part-time job? Okay. This is an example of my daily schedule. Just a quick idea to let you see. Come to the office in the morning. Usually the first thing I do is I'll check my calendar every day. I will check each of my farm areas online right away, see what's changed, etc., etc. And I would check my emails. Then I go foot farming. Okay, and I foot farm a specific area as I've showed you. Then I'll go back to the office. Then later it'll be lunchtime. Then I'll go back to the office after lunch, and a lot of times we'll have appointments with clients at that point. I'll work on my listings, including the paperwork. Again, I said I always do my own disclosures. And you say, why? Because it keeps you in control of the deal. You know what's going on. I am working with everyone else's TC. Does everyone know what a TC is?
Transaction coordinator.
Everyone else's transaction coordinator. Now, respectfully, I'm not saying not to use this company's great transaction coordinators. It's the way I do it, okay? I just have a hand on the deal. I'm dealing with the TC and the agent. A lot of time the agent doesn't know what the TC knows, so it's entertaining sometimes. So after that, I'll complete my calendar tasks. I'm obsessive compulsive about making sure that every task on my calendar is complete, and I'll glance at the calendar for tomorrow, so I'll have an idea what's coming. Again, guys, there's a lot more to say, because you have another 2 hours. I'm just kidding. Let's go to my stuff. I want to talk about a lot of things. Okay. Remember I told you about my Valentine's Day contest? This is how I do it, okay? Like it?
Yes. It's unforgettable.
Thank you. I'm trying to create a stir in my areas. Now, of course, on the back side of this is real estate information. But this is unforgettable, it's stupid, it's funny, it's shocking. Okay? So this is an example of my Valentine's drawing for $100. That was in 2018. And they'll sign this form or email me, etc. But that's what they'll see. I'll farm it, etc. Okay, can we go to the next one? What? The entry? So they will either mail it to me, they'll call me, they'll email it to me. They get a hold of me one of those ways, and I'll write their name down on a list of all the people entering the contest. So, who's that? You didn't know I was the Easter Bunny? So this is my Easter gift card drawing. Again, why do I do something this crazy? Shock value. Who in the hell is this guy? Whoa, what's on the back of that flyer? This guy knows real estate, right? This idiot knows real estate, and then they list it. Okay, so that's an example of that. Okay, I get a little bold. Here's my back to school drawing. This was an iPad mini 4, and yeah, I gave it away. So that's an example of a back to school drawing that was really appreciated. And again, this one, these contests, were farmed over the farm area and people entered in one and I took pictures with them. Can we go to the next one?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Can you go back to the previous one? For
Yeah.
example, you got all, I like to, I am a client, and I like, oh, I put my name in there. What do you do with that information?
this one right here.
So you're gonna collect a lot.
What
of-
I do with it now
How
is,
you try
let
to,
me give you an example. Cecilia?
Cecilia.
She'll get the email information, etc. They will go on my list of people that are emailed. If they're not on there yet, their address will go on my, with Mark Daly, remember my printer guy?
Mhm.
So that make sure that they're getting my mailers and my flyers, so they'll become, if they're not already, part of all of my
Database?
advertising.
Oh,
You
And now
understand?
you also have their phone number.
And I have their phone number.
you call them back?
I have their phone number too, yeah. So that's what that is. Okay, you understand? Yeah. Can we go to the next one? I love this one. And I gotta tell you something. This was the first one I made when I first came to this company. Love that picture. So this is my Thanksgiving Day dinner drawing for $100. And again, this is an example. So again, I highlight the holidays. Okay. Okay.
Yay.
This guy was from College Park. This guy worked for the mail service for 20, 30 years. I know his house in College Park. I've met him a lot of times. He's retired. He entered my contest and he won. So this picture is here at the company. And he is I gave him $100 gift card for that contest. You can see up there. And he was very happy. See that picture? Where do you think that goes?
To you flyers?
Everything you said is correct. It goes on all my flyers, mailers, etc. Look how happy this guy is with this real estate agent, you know?
He's ecstatic.
Look at him, that he is. So all over everything. And the residents see this. You think they want to enter my contest next time? Of course,
Yeah, they know it's real.
because they know it's real and I'm really doing this. So it's a big deal. These people, contest winner, it's great when you can get a child in there. That's another contest winner. Coco Banker, can we go to the next one? Okay, these girls, okay, they won my iPad. That was fun. They really appreciated that. That was my iPad, also another one. This is the letter I wrote you. Remember, in my garage sale, this goes in every bag so that everybody gets this letter. This is an example. In fact, flyers are going out next week that have this exact ad on it for my garage sale. This is College Park, but this is what goes over the farm to sign up for my garage sale. So again, anyone can enter by filling this out, by calling me, by emailing me, etc., texting me, which they do a lot now. Go to the next one. So this, okay. I put garage sale maps. Let's say College Park. There's 3 entrances and exit points in College Park that you can come and go on the track. On every one of those, I put a stand with garage sale maps in it. I also hand the garage sale maps to each resident I'm sorry, I didn't tell you this, that I hand the survival kit bag so they can see that their house is in the garage sale and how many other people there are. So let me be clear here. This is the College Park track. Each one of these numbers, you see that, is a house that's participating in the garage sale. And on the back of the flyer, we have 44 people. Guys, that's a big number. That's a big number. So we had 44 people participating. Each number corresponds to the address. So on the other side, you would have seen, let's say, number 9 right here. That's going to be 3672 Blackthorn Street. So every shopper picks up that map in the front of the track and they can go to all those houses. It's easy. So that's what I include in the neighborhood for my garage sale. Okay, at every household that I give them my survival kit bag at the garage sale, they get to take a picture with me.
They get
Okay.
you, huh?
Yes. Okay, and as you can see, they were very excited. So I put all their pictures myself on here, and where do you think that goes?
To the same people.
Everywhere. To all the absentee owners, all the mailers, all I farm it, et cetera, so everybody sees that. Thank you, College Park residents, for your participation in making this a successful garage sale. Can we go to the next one? Love it? Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, check this one out. This is great. This is Halloween time. I want to sell your home, blah, blah, blah. You like it? Okay,
This goes out around Halloween.
Halloween. But what do you think I have on the other side, guys?
The market analysis or something.
Real estate information. Real estate information on, huh? Yeah, I can show you. I can show you. If we don't hear, I can show you after. And I will. Huh? Thanksgiving. What? Would you list with a guy that looks like that? You will, because the back of this flyer has really good real estate information. I'll show you a flyer. Don't be a turkey, call Holden for all your real estate needs. Gobble, gobble, gobble. Okay. I love this one. This is a happy holidays. So I became a snowman. I think that one is pretty nice. Okay. Ah, look at this one. May Holden's real estate sales force be with you. Contact Holden. Look at this. You got these guys here. Darth Holden or whatever.
The words are glowing red too.
See? Who do you think made that flyer? That's right. This is one of my favorites. Bear with me. Laugh now, but I love this one. Okay. You got your real estate information. I want to embellish this. Look at that. Happy President's Day from the president of the Holden Bowersock Realty Group. You see my face up there?
Yes, we
Everybody
do.
knows what this is.
Yeah.
I just, but again, you've got serious, good real estate information on there. So anyway, that's my approach. Can you go to the next one? Yeah? Okay. Do I even need to say? Anyway, that's my approach. Can you do the next one? This has been something that I've actually had for many, many years, even prior to 14. And I always love it and try to do it. And it always works. And if anyone is doing a farm and wants any of this information or this, which I highly suggest, let me know. This is a Mother's Day poem, author unknown. I don't know where it's from or what or etc., but it's awesome. So people like it. I always put it out on Mother's Day and people read it. Okay. Okay. Another thing that I do is, and this is what will happen in your farm after you've been consistent for a while. People will come to you from the local schools and other various organizations. But this is my advertising for Irvine High's football program, and I have a lot of things set up with them. But this is a flyer showing that, and it's got a College Park home that I sold in the background, and that's actually me. So can we go to the next one? Look at this one. Huh? Now the vocabulary. So this is girl.
That's a
This is
girl's
what's funny,
water
guys.
polo.
This is what's funny. This is girls water polo. The Vaqueros is Irvine High, so I'm supporting the high school. Use my knowledge expert. Girls water polo, and there I am. Love it. This one is cool. Okay, so you have real estate information on that. This is my favorite. I will gleefully sell your home. Okay, this is sponsoring Irvine High's choral music program. Okay, yeah.
Not over to Holden things.
That's what I'm talking about. Can you do the next one? Okay, this one, okay. Another things that will come at you is College Park has a swim team, other tracks do too. College Park Splash come at me now to help support them. And in doing that, I get advertising in the area, etc. So they came in, we have this picture, I support them, they give me plaques, things like that. But that's what this picture is. And of course, this goes out to the community and it's a good thing. Okay, my year-end flyer. I want to forget some things here. This is my year-end flyer. And one second. With my year-end flyer, this is the flyer that goes in the bag that I give everybody at the end of the year. So this has properties leased and sold on this side. This is all important real estate information, and then people in the community have this and they can see.
Leased and sold by you.
Leased and sold by me, work that I'm doing, they can see. So this, a year-end flyer is, again, old school, but always a good thing to do. Can we go to the next one? Okay, market updates are really good also. So something interesting about market updates now. You see all the properties I sold?
Yeah, good.
That's not what I sold. These market updates, a lot of agents put these out. And then the people in the community will think, oh my God, this agent sold all these. That's not what it means.
And you have a disclaimer down there saying that that's not what it means too, so you're protected.
Thanks again to Carlos. Thank you. And that's true. But other people don't. So these are all the properties that have been sold in that area. And then it's just a good thing. People in the area love to see this information. It's much appreciated from my experience. Can we go to the next one? Okay, so this is an example of my mailers. Now, guys, remember I said I send mailers out twice a month to all my farms, absentee owners and people in the homes, which means a lot of renters get these things too. So this is an example currently of what we do with my mailers. This is a College Park, for example, College Park market update, July 2022. This 14642 Beach Avenue sold, tells beds and baths, square feet, sold price. So, and then up here at the top, those are pictures of properties that I've personally been involved in. The properties on here is just an update of the whole area, whether or not I've been involved. The properties at the top are ones I've personally been involved in. So this is one side of my flyer. Beginning of the month, we do the market update. Do you understand? Yep. Can you go to the next one? This is the backside during St. Patrick's Day. I like it. So this is the backside of my mailer, right? But here's my point. So the backside and you laugh, but look at the front side. That's serious about real estate. Can you go to the next one? Okay. So this is an example of another one of my appreciation letters. This is a property I sold this year. These people were nuts, but everybody ended up happy and it ended up to be a good situation. I got stories about this one, and she was kind enough to write a wonderful appreciation letter. And with Carlos, we make this flyer and market it, etc., to the community, so they can, all they see is, wow, the name of the seller, the property, and look what she wrote. So that's a marketing tool. Can you go to the next one? Here's another one. Now I sold this one this year. This is a College Park home with an appreciation letter. Is an appreciation letter an ego boost? Of course. But it's great in your area marketing material. Can you go to the next one? Okay, this flyer is going out next week. I love this one. This has not been farmed yet, but this is about to be. And let me tell you what I like about this flyer. You've got some big points that are imperative. Just sold by Holden Bauer Son. Then you've got the address, 14852 Maytent. And then a lot of people like to know, well, 6 bedrooms, 2.5 bath, 21 square feet. That's important to people that live in the tract and people looking for homes. Okay. And then this offered at $1,299,000 means was my listing price. Okay. Now that, okay. And just sold in 7 days for $1,405,000 cash. Okay, does that sound impressive?
Wow.
Yes, it does.
Okay, what do you think the people in the area are gonna think?
They're gonna call you
Oh,
tomorrow.
hold it.
They're gonna call
That's what
you.
they're gonna say. What's that?
They're gonna call you.
That's right. So that's what we're trying to do. Now, what the hell is this?
Happy
This.
sellers.
This is also an awesome marketing tool. Again, guys, this is old school, but goddamn it works. So I'm so fortunate to have had this opportunity with him. These two are the sellers. I the best I could. I'm in front of my sign, in front of the house. So this goes out to the community and everyone that has a house in that area. So anyway, Now my flyers are large. They're, what are the size of them?
It's a 9.5 by
9.5 by 13, so this is large. So this is an example of something going out next week with all the main points, and this is the house in the background that actually sold, okay?
That's-
Okay, so that's it. I want to also, I've waited to now, talk about, is Will and Angie around? Waited too long.
So what do you get outside, absentee?
Not around? Okay, what did you
The
say?
absentee, you get it, the list, of the addresses from a title company?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, well, I wanted Will and Angie. I wanted to introduce them. Now, I tell you something, and I talk from experience of having at one time been with a company that didn't have an in-house escrow. Do you understand, everybody, what in-house escrow means? Okay. We got an in-house escrow here. Okay, in my opinion, if you're not using them, you're crazy. Why? Again, why I do my own disclosures. It gives you, okay. When we have escrow right here, you're in touch with Will, you're in touch with Angie, you really know what's going on. It's a huge advantage to using an outside escrow that's in another building and maybe even another city, in my opinion. And I base my opinion on experience and experience as of having done it. So anyway, I wanted to introduce Will and Angie, but they're up there all the time. I strongly suggest using them. Angie? I'm talking about your escrow. This is Will around? I'm sorry. Angie, she's going to check. So Angie helps Will with the in-house escrow. Can you come here?
Step up front.
Okay. Okay, in my opinion, based on experience of having used other escrow companies, these two are awesome. Angie's unbelievably personable. I have many examples in my experience and with clients, so thank you for that. And she's always here and available, and Will is great too. And Will is bilingual. Does anybody know what language Will speaks besides English? Vietnamese, okay? So I'm personally impressed with that. Why? And I'm gonna get to that. Again, I've experienced of using other escrow companies. So with my team, I also wanna talk about Mary Guap with title. And you'll see her all the time in here. I use her exclusively. She's goes above and beyond all the time. So I would suggest people that are newer, using in-house escrow here, no questions. Mary Guap is title, and I do these things. And if you need a printer, I have Mark Dale, you can ask me, but that's what I suggest. So do you have any questions at this point?
Do you like farming?
Ah,
I think I know the answer.
okay, and I get where you're going with that. Farming, now I can tolerate it. It's taken many years, but for many years I did not like it. It was horrible. Driving over there, I was very angry. So what? What do you care? So this is why. You gotta do it, guys. You gotta do the farming. That's how you get the deals and the money. And you know, you got potential here. Anybody want to earn 5-figure checks several times a month? Or would you rather work at Costco? Or would you rather work at Costco earning $14 a month? That's sorry, I had to say that. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of potential here, and the sky's the limit. Another thing I like about this company and this business is there's no roof on this. You can earn as much as you want. Okay, and a lot of people do. So these things I've showed you as a snapshot of activities I'm involved in every day. Doing what? What do I do every day, and what should you do every day? Say it again.
Farming, farming, farming.
The beginning, the middle, and the end that never ends. Okay. We have somebody else that's gonna be joining and part of my team on Monday, August 29th, who is the only one here, as far as I know, that can have fluent conversations with Will in Vietnamese. My wife, Cindy. And she'll be coming on August 29th and working with me. And I want to introduce her. If you have any questions, let me know. If you need anything, let me know. Everything I have and have talked about is accessible to any of you anytime. Thank you.
It's hard to imagine what it took to get to this point, but I would think that you developed all these systems over time. And
Yeah,
it's obviously not something that you just do immediately, but if you don't start today, you never will.
exactly.
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 So Holden, you put in a lot of effort. That's what it takes, though.
It is.
That's what it takes. And Holden has the highest capture rate in his farm area.
Thank
And
you.
that's critical. So what happens when it slows down? He increases his marketing activity.
I gotta say, guys, can I say one more thing?
Of course you
I
can.
gotta say, and I have seen this. You get in a farm, you do not stop. I swear to God, I need to say that. I see people slow down when they think the market is, not when they think, when the market changes, how smart they are. I've seen this. They slow down. They're not putting as much money into it. They're not putting as much resources. They're backing out because they're not going to get listings anyway. Guys, that's when I get listings. That's when I get listings. I gotta give an example. I just closed 14852 May 10 in College Park yesterday. Okay, there are 3 properties by 3 other agents in that area that are not getting any activity. And you won't find them if you look on MLS under CP College Park, because the agents don't even know how to properly list them. Now, how do I know this? Because I got a text from the agent of 14941 Ethel asking me a lot of questions about my property and these things. What did I answer her? What do you think I answered her?
Look it up.
Look at an image.
No,
Look it up.
no, I sent the text to the seller. I didn't. I didn't do that. I didn't do that.
We talked about it, though.
That was good. I didn't answer it. I didn't do it. What did I do with it? I sold 14852 Nathan. Now, if you look at those properties, the last time I looked at those properties online was 2 hours ago. If you look at them, there's no open houses set up for them. They're sitting there. It's unbelievable. In the meantime, I just sold a property listed higher than all of them but one. My price per square foot was better than all of them. Hello. So hope you follow that. Anyway, when you're involved in your community and you're doing it for a long time and people know that and respect you, these kind of things happen. You know, I wish something would happen with those properties because they're just sitting there. It drives me crazy. But so it is. And then a quick example. So there was a property that I closed in the colony a few months ago this year, 35. This is an example for people that are newer. 3581 Marin in the colony. And it was owned by a single man, older guy. His mom gave him a house. She passed away. He's lived there his whole life. So he changed it around. He had a bar there. He had a swimming pool. It was spectacular with the lighting, etc. So this guy and I really, really got tight, connected. He first interviewed me a couple of years ago. And he waited for the market. He always got my flyers on his door. That's what he always looked. He always kept track of. I never spoke to him. Finally, he calls me. He calls me just as we came out of a spectacular market that just changed, just on the cusp of it changing. He calls me. We move forward. We actually only got 1 or 2 offers. If he had done this a couple weeks prior, we would have had 20 offers a day. So I got his house sold, and I'll never forget this. The whole time he was telling me the appreciation letter he was going to give me. And his girlfriend lived in another city, had my calendar always on her wall. These people love me, right? I was just like, man, I can't wait for this appreciation letter. And he said to me, I'm going to give you 2, one from me and one from her, man. You're awesome, right? So I'm just like, yeah. Guess what happened? Okay, I'll try not to cuss here. man who we could almost hug and we're not gay. I mean, we're so tight, right? I'm telling you, he got a net sheet. And then when we closed, this is the only thing I could figure out because he wouldn't talk to me, okay? When my best friend here, when we closed, I think there was a $30,000 discrepancy in what he got. And this guy, I forgot to say, would not sell the home unless he got at least $1 million. And I was still over that. There was a $30,000 discrepancy. Not only would he never talk to me again, he wouldn't give me a clear reason why. I never got anything from him. And I never got 2 appreciation letters from that situation. And that's what happens. So it's good and it's bad, at least in my experience.
But you closed it.
And that's what, yeah.
But his expectations, in all fairness, first of all, he expected to net less. Then he saw what Holman was selling it for, then his expectations grew. Isn't that what happened? Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Greed sets in, and that's what you have to deal with.
And that's why I'm saying these houses that are $900,000 now, not to the seller, they're always worth 2 million. So that's another, you gotta address that, but you're right. Greed is unbelievable. So, and I have, you don't wanna talk to me, well, all right.
You're gonna have to follow him when he's farming, try to talk to him.
Anyway, I got a lot more to say, but those are the basics of what I do. Thanks, everyone.
The
for
basics,
listening.
huh? Thank you, Holden. That was amazing, Holden. That's incredible what you do. And to think he plans that out a year in advance.
Got to.
Yeah, it's amazing. Holden, thank you. Oh, that's, I'm sure we can. Yes. For those still out in the audience, thank you for coming today. It's a pleasure seeing you. Thank you for coming in today. And everybody have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed it. That was good.